Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Morning Leap session for Tuesday, July 26, 2016, broadcasting from the lovely Bob's Lake in Northern Ontario. Each morning we come together to take a look at the market macro to micro, look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to look at our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. This is a subscription room, so before we get started, please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. If you're interested in checking out the room, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture, and let's get going. So the first thing is, let's review yesterday. Yesterday we were looking, our main hypothesis was a rotation down between the 64 and 60 area, maybe down into the 57, and then find responsive buyers and rotate us back up through range and up through value and go and take out that all-time high in the Globex at 72.50. Hypo 2 was a failure to break out, and then a rotation down towards that 60, chop around between 60 and 57, and then go down and get continuation down towards that 46. Kind of got a muted Hypo 1. We did move down, and then they went sideways most of the day in around that 2160 area, which is the microcomposite VPOC. That has now shifted down to the 59 area with all the volume that we did yesterday. So taking a look at the news, at 9 o'clock, we've got S&P CS Composite 20 HPI year over year. We've got 9:45 Flash Services PMI, and then 10 o'clock will be the big news, and that'll be CB Consumer Confidence, new home sales, and Richmond Manufacturing. Other than that, we don't really have much news, except that we've got the Democratic convention going on, and of course we're in earnings sessions right now, and earnings continue to be fairly decent. We have quite a number. We've got 111 before the open today and 133 before the open. I'm just looking for any. We've got Caterpillar. That's already came out and beat. You can see most of them have been a beat. To see if there's any other big ones that haven't come out this morning. Doesn't look like it. And then after market close, there's a whole bunch. Citrix would be one that I'd be watching. TransUnion, I mean, there's a bunch of them, but I'm not seeing any really big names unless I'm missing them. But we are in earnings, and earnings have been fairly decent so far. Taking a look at the market macro to micro, I like to start out with just a basic candlestick chart with a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA. What I'm looking for is slope and separation, where the trend is being challenged or violated, and I start with a monthly and work my way down into the intraday. We had beautiful trend for the last couple of years. They challenged it at the end of last year, at the beginning of this year, but now they've taken it back. We've made new all-time highs, and we're starting to get slope and separation on the monthly, so we're getting a continuation pattern on the monthly. On the weekly, you can see that we've had this parabolic move in the weekly. We were looking for last week possibly being a FUBAR, Mr. Sneaky technical gap. There's definitely a technical gap, but we put in a new high this week at 72.50 in the Sunday Globex session, and then came down. So we are seeing some sideways action and some price acceptance in around the 59 area and the 67 area. But we do have this strong technical gap, and I am expecting that this gap is going to be closed, but it is on the weekly pattern, and we do have slope and separation. So we do have a continuation, but we have stretched a little bit too far, and we should get a pullback. A pullback to the weekly takes us down into the weekly 9 EMA takes us down into the 2117 area, and that's right near that key level that I'm looking at, which is the 2114.50, which is 50% of the significant breakout candle. We'll take a look at that when we get into the composite chart. Going down to the daily, you can see that we were paralleling price quite nicely on the 9, and then we started going sideways, and we've got this this consolidation happening, and either we're going to fail out of this and come down, or we're going to get continuation and move up. A move down to test the 9 EMA here would be 2155.75. You can see we've got slope and separation, but we're losing some slope and we're losing some separation. So we are seeing a little bit of weakness coming in, but nothing to say that the trend is being challenged. Going to the 4-hour, a little bit of a different story. You can see that we've got sideways consolidation, possible head and shoulder pattern setting up, but it's way too early. We are trading right now below the 9 and the 20, although they're trying to get back above it. So we are seeing a little bit of weakness and consolidation in the 4-hour. In the 1-hour, you can see that we had rolled over. We went down and we created a technical gap that came up and closed the gap, failed, got back above it, failed again. Now they're trying to get back above it. This is, definitely bears and the bulls fighting this out right now, but we are above the 9 and the 20 and moving up. And so we're getting the possibility of a start of a new trend up, but it's very choppy on the 1-hour. Going to the 30-minute, you can see that we do have quite a bit of chop in this area and consolidation. We're trying to get back above and hold the 9 and the 20. So sideways action in the 30-minute, in the 15-minute, same thing, sideways action, but we're above the 9, and then going into the 5-minute. You can see we are above the 9 and the 20. Possible FUBAR, Mr. Sneaky, technical gap with a naked close down here at 2161 and a half. So just keep that on your radar if this remains. Is it a double top? Sorry, let me just check. It's pretty bright out right now, so I'm having a hard time reading my screen. High was 62.50 and the high was 62.50, so it's not going to be a Mr. Sneaky double top. Actually, we've got a quad top here. What's the high here? 62.50. 62.50, 62.50, 62.50, and 62.50. So we created a weak local high here at 62.50. That just happens to be one tick above the close from yesterday. So they are challenging and trying to get above the close from yesterday. Okay, so let's go take a look at structure. You can see, just giving us some context here, we were in this consolidation and this balance area, this microcomposite that ran from March the 17th through to the breakout day on the 8th. And then we have these gaps. Then they came up and they accepted price in around the 46. We had a 2-day microcomposite balance at 46, then gapped up again, and then our microcomposite VPOC up until yesterday was the 60-50 area, and then yesterday it shifted down. But we do have this 4-day microcomposite as well with the 67 microcomposite VPOC. So we've definitely got basically a triple distribution here, one centering around 67 with the 64.50 CLVN, one centering around the 59.25, and with the 49 50 as the CLVN, and then one at 46. So those are our, our basic key levels so far right now. Our RTH all-time high is 69.75, but we do have an unequalized Globex all-time high up at 72.50 that should be taken out. So taking a look at the overnight, wrong one, here's my Globex. Stop it, I should have turned off my Skype, sorry. Okay, so I've put this on a 30-minute. I just want to show you this session 31 gives me both the RTH sessions and the Globex. So you can see that we had price acceptance down here. Then we had the VPOCs moving up into that 67 area, and that went through a few sessions, and then we're back down here again in around that 59.60 level. Our overnight high so far is sitting at 65. I don't know if this is a great idea doing this out on the deck. It's very hard to see. And then our 21.58 1/4 is our overnight low. And then we've got pretty decent Gaussian distribution here with our VPOC at 21.61. I doubt that's going to shift. And that's about all the information that we need. We have a little bit of an LVN here, but it's at that former microcomposite VPOC. I think the more important number is the 59. So we can move this out of the way. Open this up a bit. All right, so first of all, our weekly high is at 72.50. Our weekly low is yesterday's low at 55.75. Our 20-period weekly ATR is 50 1/4. So our weekly upside ATR is 22.06, and our weekly downside ATR is 21.22 1/4. ATR meaning the average true 20-period range for the week. For the daily, our daily ATR is now running 24.60. The yesterday or overnight, that outlier of the Brexit day of 120.5 points gets taken out, so we don't have to worry about adjusting the 20-period daily ATR. It is running at 24.60. Based on that, our upside daily ATR target is up here at 21.82 1/4, and our downside ATR is down at 21.40.50. So we've got range capabilities today to go down and hit both the upside target of 72.50 is well within our range, and the downside next big target below, which is at 21.46. Those are both within our range. So taking a look at that, let's take a look at trade levels. Obviously, we've got the value area high from yesterday at 62 with the overnight VPOC at 61, the naked VPOC at 59, and the microcomposite VPOC at 59, and the overnight low at 58 1/4. So I'm going to be using the value area as a trade. So the value area high at 62, and below it we've got that 60. There is an LVN both in the overnight session and the RTH session from yesterday. I'm going to put a trade level there, but it's only going to be used. I will not get long off of it. I will not enter a trade there, but I will use it as an add-on if we get below the 60. If the VWAP and this LVN does not hold, I'll add on to a trade into the 59 and towards that overnight low. And I would be expecting, if we do get in here, we're likely going to go down and test the value area low because of the balance that we're seeing in around that 59, and we're likely to chop around there. And I'm going to encompass both the value area low at 56 and a quarter, 56 and a half, and the 55.75. As a complete trade level. I want to be, if I'm getting short, I want to be below that 55.75. And I'll be targeting the range low from 3 sessions ago that's down here at that 53.20. And then below that, we've got a target down here at that 50.50. And then our warning line for lower price discovery down to that 46 is down here, which is the next big target below at that 40 microcomposite 46, that CHVN at 46. And then below that, there really isn't much until we get down into the 30, so hard to see that, 38.50. And that's right at our key line in the sand. Anything below that, then I'm looking for this bigger pullback and a move down towards that 22, and more importantly, that 14, and probably a test of the 2100. So those are all the levels that I'm looking at below. Above, it's a little bit more difficult because we don't have a lot above us, but we have the overnight high at 65. It is also an LVN, so I'm going to be using that as a trade area, and then I'm going to be using the 67 as well. And we've got that naked close that we left at 67 and a quarter, and I'm actually going to use this as a target. I can use it at both. Trade levels or trade areas are both targets and targets, but I am going to target that because I will be already long. And then above there, you really don't want to be trying to short this because, obviously we've got a possible flag formation happening on the daily, and we've got the this is not our overnight high. We have our Globex all-time high at 72.50 and our RTH all-time high at 69 and 69.75. And then targets above, we've got the 75, the daily ATR up at 82.75, and then we've got that measured move up at 85. Let's just take a quick look at the flex levels, see if there's any other measured moves that we've got. We've got the one at 85, and now there's another one at 87. I'm not going to bother putting in the day it comes from. This one is 82. And this one is 74 and a quarter. So I'm going to move that 75 down to 74 and a quarter. And that's it. That's all we really need. All right. So hypothesis. Again, the hypo 1 really doesn't change much. We're going to open up in range just outside of value. So for hypo 1, I'm looking for an open auction in range, a move down to get inside of the value, take out the naked VPOC, take out the naked close, and take out the overnight low, and somewhere between the 56 and the 59, I'm looking for buyers to step in and rotate us up through value, up through range, and go and take out that 72.50 area, with 72.50 being the main target for hypo. Well, our primary target would be the 69.75 with our extended target at the 72.50. So hypo 1, open auction in range, move down into value, come down, take out the naked VPOC and the overnight low, and somewhere between there and the value area low, the range low of yesterday, finding buyers and rotating up through value, up through range, and taking out some of these targets. We got naked VPOC, naked close, all-time highs, and the Globex all-time highs. So that's hypo 1. Hypo 2, same thing again. Open auction in range, push up, fail to break out of the range, or fail to or get a false breakout, and then find responsive sellers, rotate us down through into the 59, chop between 59 and 57, and a push through down into the 53 with maybe a late day probe down into that 49 area. So hypo 2 is an open auction in range, a move up, failed breakout, or failure to break out, and then finding responsive sellers and moving us down into 59, chop down into the 57, 55 area, and get continuation down into the 53, maybe a late day probe down into 49. Hypo 3. Hypo 3 is a move down, take out the naked VPOC and the overnight low, chop around, and then break below the range of the prior day, come down, test the 49, fail, and come down and hit the 46. So basically the same hypo 3 as we had yesterday, and of course hypo 4 is going to be the same thing as well. Open auction in range, a move up, chop around the 67, 69 area, get continuation up into the 72, put in a new all-time high, and push up and get a continuation day up into towards our daily range in the 82, and take out these measured moves up here in the 84 and 85 area. So that is our 4 main hypotheses. Looking at the Keltner, we have our center line right now at 62, and if we hold above it as we are, a move up into the upper Keltner will take us up into the 67 and test the range high from yesterday and take out the overnight high at 65. If we get back below it, a move down to the lower Keltner is going to take us down into that 55.50. RB3 breakout target yesterday was 55.50, and we missed it by 1 tick. We still have that zipper measured move because we did not get above the impulse wave. So we still have a measured move down into the 52.50. That's still a possibility. But if we get above the 67, that would invalidate that measured move. I'm not going to bother with gold today. Again, I'm on vacation at the cottage, and I don't have great internet, so I'm doing this as a recording. I will post it in the room shortly. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we will catch you on the flip side.